In Exodus chapter 20, verse 8 through 11, it says this: Remember the Sabbath day, to keep it holy. 6 days you labor, and do all your work. But on the seventh day is the Sabbath of the Lord your God. In it you shall not do any work, you or your son, or your daughter, or your male or your female servant, or your cattle, or your sojourner who stays with you. For in 6 days the Lord made the heavens and the earth, the sea and all that is in them, and rested on the seventh day. Therefore the Lord blessed the Sabbath day and made it holy. So yes, today is all about the Sabbath day and keep it holy commandment. And so you could say, why is this a commandment? Well, you could say, why is it important? Well, in there, it talked about the backstory of this commandment that says God made the seventh day holy after creating the world in 6 days. And pretty much he made it holy. So God made it holy. And pretty much since we are followers of God, everything he sees as holy, we should also see holy as well. End story, right? Not really. Let's dive deeper into it. So you could say paraphrases into like smaller phrases so that we may understand what it means to have that commandment altogether. And so the first phrase is remember. So the entire phrase is remember the Sabbath day and to keep it holy. So first word, remember. And so what's the remember in this case? Well, it means to remember. More importantly, it's you could say it's to keep the commandment in mind. So just have it within your heart. Next phrase, the Sabbath day. And so pretty much in Hebrew, that just stands for the day of rest. And you might be thinking it's Sunday, but in reality, according to Hebrew terms, it's actually Saturday. More specifically, it's Friday night to Saturday night. And then the last phrase is to keep it holy. And so pretty much the Hebrew context for holy is to consecrate, to sanctify, or pretty much in other words, to set apart. So to see it as like more important than you could say, set it off in its own category, to prioritize it, you could say. So now that we know that it's to keep the commandment in mind because it's the day of rest and because God has set it apart. And so pretty much that's what it meant. And so why does God see this as good? Well, like in the beginning, he did say that, I guess from the passage of scripture we just read, it talks about, you could say it was God's example that he, even though he was mighty and powerful enough to make everything in 6 days, and like he could have done more in 7 days, like in the seventh day, but he chose to rest for a reason. And that was to give us an example to look forward to as well. Since, we are not as powerful as God is, he did that so we may have that, you could say, that example to look forward to. So, in other words, it's an example for us to take a break from all our work. And also, you could say, since on the Sabbath day, priests would make more offerings on that day to honor God because God saw it as holy, we would take that time, you could say, to refocus on God.